All right, let's get straight to it. I had a dream. 1 Corinthians 6:18 um, says, "Flee from sexual immorality, for no other sin affects the body as this one does. For this sin is a sin against your own body." Okay, Ephesians 6:12 says, and I'm gonna tell you how the dream relates to this. I don't know if it was from God, but I do know I got wisdom from it, right? Ephesians 6:12 says, for we're not wrestling against flesh and blood enemies, but against rulers, principalities of the unseen world. Sorry, I just ate. Mighty powers in this dark world, and evil spirits in heavenly places, right? Okay. Another translation says high places. Now the dream was there was I had a dream basically, and basically there have been a couple women in my life, right? I don't keep them in my life, but they happen to be there, right? They popped up, right? A couple there was, right? I experienced a couple women throughout my last month that have been like kind of like throwing themselves at me. And no, I don't mean the girls on here, because there's some girls on here that they knew me in real life. Probably would be. Make sure you watching for, right? I don't know who this is for. Make sure you watching for, right? To get spiritually fed and not to lust, right? I don't know who that was for, right? I know we all got the flesh, right? So I ain't trying to condemn, but I'm saying just make sure. What happened was in the dream. So basically, in real life, I had experienced multiple women that were kind of like flirting with me heavy, right? And then in the dream, basically, and you know how women can flirt with you, and they'll like do stuff to like try to, you know how they be. They'll put the things in your face, or they'll bend over right now, or they'll send you, or they'll be talking you up. You remember Proverbs 5 says the promiscuous woman. It says her word, it calls it the strange woman in some translations. It says her lips are smooth as honey, and her words, oh my God, I think it says her lips I think it says her words are smooth as oil, and words are sweet like honey, lips smooth. I'll put it in the description. But it basically says she be talking a real good game, right? Lips smoother than oil. I'll put it in the description, right? But it says in the end, she's as dangerous as a double-edged sword. As bitter, right? As bitter as poison, right? And then it says, and this is talking about more the adulterous woman in that verse. But then it says, she staggers down a crooked trail and doesn't realize it. And, right? She has no interest in the path to life. And it says, I'll put it in the description, right? Proverbs 5, I talks about, right? Listen. So in the dream, like I said, I'm trying to paint the picture for you. So in real life, imagine I go to the barbershop and there's a woman cutting my hair, and she like, right? And then there's a girl in my class, and she flirting with me the same way. And then there's a girl in my then there's a girl on social media, and she ain't flirting with me, but right. I've gotten better at that. I don't do that anymore. Because sometimes I would get tempted to go on a girl's Instagram and be there a little bit too long. Yeah, I know what I mean. I don't do that no more though. But then there's like another girl, and then even like girls that might not be directly flirting with me, but girls that might be like, oh, because the devil knows your insecurities and your trauma too. He does. A lot of times he was the one behind the trauma. Remember, we're the battle of flesh and blood, right? So if you had if you had mama issues or woman issues or got bullied, he'll try to play on those things, right? So he might. Me, I had woman issues. I'm not gonna say it was my mama. I'm not gonna get no detail, but I did grow up with trauma from women, right? So, and one of the ways he triggers me is I feel like sending like like he'll send a girl to say something to me that might be trigger something in me, or he'll send a girl that might like do something, you know, y'all get what I'm talking about. And then there's another girl, right, in my class. Look, I'm about to tell you how the dream relates to this, right? And then there's another girl, let's say in my class, and she basically trying to act like she's trying to have sex with me, asking me, and look, if she fine, she bad, right? Look good. But Proverbs, I'm pretty sure 3. I might be wrong, but there's a verse in Proverbs that says, "Don't even think about it. Turn away. Don't even think about it." So I ain't gonna harp on what she look. I ain't gonna think about that. But she in my class. She'll be asking me where I live. She running 20 questions on me. Where you live? Flirting me up, trying to make me laugh. I'm like, golly. Now that's not unbiblical. I mean, it's against the word to try to fornicate with somebody, but I just want to put this out there. If you're a girl, there's nothing wrong with initiating, right, a conversation with a guy, or showing a guy, hey, I'm interested in you. And I got Bible to back that up. Ruth did that to Boaz. Ruth laid at Boaz's feet, and Ruth mother-in-law told her to. And then Ruth went and did it, and then guess what? It worked. Yeah, Boaz wasn't like, what you doing, right? I'm supposed to be the one to come get you. No, Boaz was like, shoot, hey, you fine. You know Ruth is probably bad, right? Woman laying at your bed or laying at the, right? Laying at your feet, you wake up, she had to be pretty fine for him to be like, you know what, we can do it. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But yeah, that's what Ruth did, right? So if you a girl, I know society says the opposite. The man gotta do everything. The man should do what he's supposed to do spiritually in the relationship. But in terms of just showing a dude you're interested, there's no Bible that says you shouldn't. Hey, you know how many? Cause look, I'm here to break it to you. Some dudes are kind of shy, bro. Compared to the average, like some dudes, like. Not saying that they're gonna be like weird in their personality, but some dudes actually don't want to go around every day just trying to talk to every girl that look good and say, hey, because some dudes are just like, you know, I don't really feel like you know what I'm saying, shoot all these shots today and trying to find a girl. I'm kind of just gonna take it easy today. And maybe you might be running up on a dude when he in a time like that where he just like, you know what, I like you cute, but like I really ain't trying to waste my time. Especially in this world where most girls don't want no godly dude, right? Not to say they don't want to have sex with a godly dude. Cause somebody like me, like I'm good looking, right? So yeah, if I was like, yeah, I'm trying to say, yeah, they want it, but to like settle down with me and marry me and build a relation, no, most girls don't want to do that. They want to rotate dudes, right? That's the society. They want to rotate 5 dudes. They want to be out here in the streets hoeing. I mean, because if you don't think about it, and why not? Yeah,